Hunter Biden, I thought it was kind of telling. The last thing he said, and I'm going to answer all your questions. And then he got into his taxpayer-funded Suburbans and security detail, and drove off without answering any dadgum questions while we were all sitting in the committee room waiting for him to come testify. So, this thing is a clown show. $30 million is flowed through the Biden crime family. And honestly, if Tim Burchett can find it, the American public knows it's out there. 60+% of the people think something shady is going on with this family. The Democrat talking points of there's no proof. There's 30 million pieces of proof. We have letters from emails from bankers saying, hey, this family's doing something's going on shady here. We need to pull our business from these folks. And then the last one, of course, the Chinese communist investment with Hunter, $5 million. I mean, what is his qualifications? What is his qualifications for this? All it is his last name, buying influence with the big guy. If you follow the Chinese money, the $5 million did a circuitous route. Hunter Biden, through one of their 22 shell corporations, one of their 20 bank accounts, to James Biden, the president's brother, back to Hunter, and then $40,000 to Joe Biden, the big guy. This thing is just going on and on and on. To say there's no proof, you can say that all you want, but ma'am, there is so much proof, and the American public needs to do it. We are not impeaching the president right now. This is just to bring up all the evidence to the American public. This is what you're supposed to do, not what they did to Trump by secretly doing everything in the skiff, and then, oddly enough, all the Democrats leaking it as fast as it was, that they would literally walk out with a piece of paper and deliver that to the liberal media. This thing, the American public knows what's going on, and I think we need to get to the bottom of it. And this is the proper and legal way to do it. This is the committee of jurisdiction. It's not the transportation committee. It's not the financial services committee. It's not the intelligence committee. It is the proper committee to go through it. And then eventually we'll turn it over to Jim Jordan, the Judiciary Committee, for them to do their proper due diligence.
And Congressman, you talked about, of course, the president. This was really interesting. Karine Jean-Pierre, of course, the White House press secretary, was asked about Hunter's decision to ignore that congressional subpoena and hold that press conference, indeed, on the Senate side, because we know had he gone to the House side, the Sergeant of Arms could have potentially pulled him in. It was really interesting what she said. Take a listen.
The president was familiar with what Hunter was going to say today. Look, he's proud of his son. Hunter, and I've said this many times, is a private citizen.
When you hear that, it clearly appears that the president supported his son's efforts to dodge this congressional subpoena. So let me ask you the question that some legal scholars are talking about, Congressman, today, that somehow the president may have played a role and obstructed a subpoena. Does that go after him? That's also, by the way, there are some legal constitutional scholars who say that is also an impeachable offense. It's really interesting today.
Yes, ma'am. I'd say there's more than one. I mean, you can say just abdicating his duty on what's going on the border. 100,000 children, we don't know where they are. People on the terrorist watch list in our country because of him, what he's done. You just go down the list, and there's no telling what else he's done. But I'll tell you what, bribery and influence to the highest office in the country, that to me is scary, especially when you're dealing with the communist Chinese, especially then. And for the national media just to turn a blind eye to this, the only reason they're doing that, ma'am, is because they've got so much invested in this White House that they cannot, and they just literally hate Donald Trump and everything about him. They hate everything about this country. They hate the patriotism. They hate mom and dads. They hate it all. And this just shows exactly what they're up to with this whole deal. And it's really a disgrace, and it's why their ratings are plummeting and your alls are going up like a rocket ship.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Congressman. We so appreciate you being here, and please keep us posted because there's some big, huge developments here. Thanks so much, and have a good holiday.
I hope you have a very politically incorrect Merry Christmas, ma'am.
Thank you, and I hope you do too.